The primary is history, but this weekend we're taking a look back at how the winners won. Yesterday, Sanders. Today, Trump. Joining us now is State Rep Fred Doucette of Salem, who is one of the early adopters of the Donald Trump candidacy here. You signed on in June, and we're just wondering, what was the driving force? You were there for every one of these events. What was the driving force behind this Trump victory, do you think?
I think people held him short of his ability. I think people shortchanged what he was as a candidate. I heard names being called early on in the campaign. I was very surprised as to how quickly we picked up steam, and the base of his supporters were so widespread. The demographics were spread out throughout, the whole gauge of things. It was amazing. It
was very unique, definitely a different coalition I think that we've ever seen before here in New Hampshire, particularly in a primary. You were there at Trump Tower when he first launched that candidacy. Were you thinking, okay, primary victory by double digits, here we come, or were you thinking this could be tough?
Not at all. I had a belief in Mr. Trump, and I had been approached by a couple other campaigns, and I had been following him for a number of years. I liked what he had to say. I believed him to be a man of his word. And when Corey Lewandowski spoke to me, he's my neighbor in Windham, I'm from Salem, at length as to what his plan was for us going forward, I couldn't get on board quick enough, quite frankly, Adam.
So curious here about things like eminent domain. He fully embraced it. It's a controversial issue in New Hampshire. Didn't damage him at all. What was it about Donald Trump that made these things sort of slide off? Were things that might damage other candidates, he just sort of walked right past them?
I don't know that it slides off. I think people see the fact that he speaks his mind and he speaks the truth, and that seems to draw people to him. It drew me to him. I consider myself a pretty good judge of character, and the man, in my opinion, is there for the right reason. And there's a movement afoot. People are sick of politics as usual. They're sick of the establishment. And as soon as the establishment candidates and the establishment proper realize that, this guy isn't going to be the polished orator in a debate. He's going to speak his mind. He's going to speak to his constituency and to his supporters, which are widespread. The sooner they realize that, the sooner they're going to realize that this is going to be our candidate for president.
Certainly the people here in New Hampshire realized that and handed him a double-digit victory on primary day. Representative Fred Doucette of Salem, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you, Adam.
And continued luck on the campaign trail.
Thank you so much.
And for the latest on the race for the White House and a look back at all of our primary coverage, you can go to WMUR.com/politics.